Caleb's Story by Patricia MacLachlan. Chapter 9. Papa was hurt. A storm had come. Papa lay on the bed, his face so pale. Cassie cried, and Papa held out his hand to her. "It's all right, Cassie, I'm fine," he said. "How did this happen?" asked Sarah. "How?" And Papa looked at Grandfather and sighed. "I fell," he said. "I fell in the barn." Grandfather leaned over and ran his hands over Papa's leg. Papa caught his breath in pain. "It's broken," said Grandfather. Papa moaned again, and Sarah put a cool washcloth on his head. "I'll go get Sam," I said. Sarah looked out the window. "It's too fierce outside," said Sarah. "You can't go." Sarah looked at Grandfather. "And you can't go either," she said. "What should we do?" Grandfather pushed up his sleeves. "I'll set it," he said. "You?" said Sarah. "I've done it before, but I'll need help." No one spoke. Sarah took Papa's hand. He closed his eyes. "Do it," Papa said softly. "Do it." "I'll need 2 poles the length of Jacob's leg," said Grandfather quickly, "and strips of cloth to tie them." "In the shed, Caleb," said Papa, his voice sounding weak. "Get them, Caleb," said Sarah. "Hurry, I'll get the cloth." I ran out into the storm. The wind almost blew me over, and I felt sudden ice under my eyes. I knew I was crying. Lottie and Nick sat up and watched me when I came back into the warm kitchen. I carried 2 poles. In the bedroom, Cassie climbed up on the bed, and Papa cried out with pain. "Cassie," said Grandfather very softly and carefully, "I need you to do something for me, for Papa. I want you to go hide. I will come and find you later." Cassie stared at Grandfather. "Do you promise?" "I promise." "Now?" "Right now," said Grandfather. 1, 2, 3. Cassie ran out of the room. 4, 5. "Slower," said Papa softly. 6, 7, said Grandfather more slowly. "Sarah, I want you to hold Jacob from behind," said Grandfather, "and hold him no matter what, even if he tells you to stop." Sarah nodded. Grandfather took my arm. "I want you to go with Cassie. She'll need you." Grandfather smiled at me. "Now," he said. I went to the door and looked back once. Papa's eyes were closed. Sarah got up on the bed behind him. Sarah looked at me. A sudden burst of wind tossed sleet and snow against the window. I left the room. I fed Lottie and Nick. Seal and Min slept together in the basket. Then I put wood in the stove and sat down at the kitchen table. The kitchen was dark and dreary, and I shivered. I saw something move, and Cassie peeked out from behind the daybed. "I'm waiting for Grandfather," she whispered. "You may have a long wait, Cassie." Then, before Cassie could answer, there was a terrible cry from the bedroom. "Papa!" And then I heard another cry. Cassie scrambled up and climbed onto my lap. I held her, and she buried her face in my neck. We sat there as the room grew darker, and the wind blew snow against the house, and the dogs came to lean against my legs. "Caleb?" Sarah woke me late. I was sleeping at the kitchen table, my head on my arms. "Papa?" "Papa's fine. He's sleeping. John did a good job." Grandfather came into the kitchen. "I hope I never have to do that again," Sarah said. He said, "He got his time," Sarah said. "I'm glad you and